So that brought it all down to earth. But then that night, I don't know if it was that night or if it was the night before, but we were back in our house in Lakewood. I was sitting in my little room here, and my wife was laying on the bed knitting a hat for our daughter, Sophie. And we're talking back and forth about what this new thing means, and I feel like I can finally write. I can finally express myself artistically about this thing that happened in the past, about Scientology, which was such a huge albatross. And I felt like I could finally rid myself of it. I felt like I could finally write about this, and I could finally go back, and talk about Scientology. And everybody had always been telling me, oh, Eric, when you write that book about Scientology, that's the book that I want you to write. That play that I want you to write is the play about Scientology. And I was thinking, well, now I'm free, because these jerk-offs from Scientology. My mom still does what I would consider her to think is the noble thing, which is always giving my telephone number to the Church of Scientology. So no matter where we move, or no matter what we do, we're always getting calls and we're always getting pamphlets sent to us from the Church of Scientology. So it's just, I almost want to explain that to the postman. We're not crazy Scientologists who are getting stacks of mailers every day. No, but I can't bring myself to say that. I probably should, though, because that really, in these heightened times of sensitivity, I'm just saying, if John McCain does win, I think the world will be a much different place. So then I decide that I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna go ahead and write about this. So then I'm sitting there and I start thinking about Scientology and this big arc of my life and what it all meant, and what were the most important things that I got out of that, and what were the things that I drew from my time in the Church of Scientology, which was a while. And I was involved in the Sea Organization, which was like a billion-year contract, and we wore naval uniforms with epaulets and the things on I don't know if the things on the shoulders are called epaulets or not, but like the cords and the whole 9 yards. And it was very, we all felt much more fancier than we were, because essentially we were just zealots, and we lived on this big converted hospital, which took like 3 blocks, and you never left the 3-block area. You ate there, and you slept there, and you went to course there, and you worked there. So you were completely protected from any outside element. Everybody that was there thought like you. Everybody that was there agreed with the same things that you agreed with. So I thought there was going to be all these wonderful things, but it wasn't. What it was I was, I think, 14 to 17, and I fell in love with more women between 14 and 17 than I have fallen in love with since then. And the main reason that I've fallen in love with them is because in the Church of Scientology, there's not a whole lot of importance put on age. So a 30-year-old woman is thrilled to develop a relationship with a 14-year-old boy. And man, that's all that Scientology was to me. Like, I went back and I really tried to think to myself, like, what were the overarching things? What was this? What was the suppression that you saw? What was this? It wasn't that. It was a 14-year-old boy getting to, like, do a little grab ass and grab titty on a 30-year-old woman. And then after that, it was this girl, Cricket. And I met her, and she was super cool. She was blonde, curly blonde hair, and she just looked like she would have been a cheerleader if she'd gone to a school with a football team. She just looked like the cutest thing. And I fell for her crazy. And they used to be pretty strict on the whole like sex thing. You're not allowed to goof off. You can't have sex unless you're married or something like that. They were pretty strict about those things. So we would just like go off and fool around and have sex in parking garages and all around like this big hospital in Los Angeles. It was awesome. Taking the elevator all the way up to the roof and finding like these little hidden rooms and just staying there till the morning. And she eventually completely lost it. She shaved a little part of her head and then put lipstick on it, and then put lipstick on a bandage and taped the bandage under her head, and said that in the middle of the night she had a brain hemorrhage and that blood was coming out of her ears and out of her nose. So she ran out the door to the hospital, and they had to do emergency brain surgery on her. And there was this lady who had kind of taken me under her wing. I can't remember her name now, but she told me, you're going to have to stop seeing this girl because she's fucking crazy. And I was thinking, no, not yet. I think I'm going to hang out with her a little bit longer and see how much I can get out of this relationship sexually. And then they started going down like dominoes. And I felt really shallow because this big thing that I had been thinking my entire life that was going to be, the great story that I had to tell ended up just being another stupid love story between me and a bunch of different women that I don't remember their names, and we've never had any contact since. So just another example of me being shallow, I suppose. But there's nothing wrong with being shallow. So I suppose that I should read one poem before I leave, because technically you'll all go home and say, what in the Sam hell was that? How about this one? Ruby-tempered sunsetting to tavern. He was built with balanced steel tubing, but now he walks on foam rubber, made lighter with a red ribbon that spirals skyward. Wrought God, holy iron, citizen spy, traveling up I-5, miscellaneous terror, I in a vacuum, trading cigarettes with communists. I bang bloody impotence against wooden desks. I pray for bread and wine through holy cellular, holy plastic rings. Guide my sinister neighbor, suffocating under American fat. See, that's when I used to be good. I remember when I wrote lyrical poetry that seemed to sum up the way that I felt about something. That was a long time ago. I suppose I've lost that desire to hide my feelings in lyrical poetry. I just don't think I have to anymore. I think you have to hide things when you're young, but when you get older, hiding things is worse for you. When you're young, hiding things is good. Because I don't think you want everybody to see your flaws right away. You want to be young and attractive and vibrant. You don't want to let people know that you have flaws. But when you're 33, people assume you have a lot of flaws. So it's best just to let them show. My name is Eric Alleman. Thank you very much for your time.